Today we're taking a look at a lightweight, compact, surprisingly powerful power station that comes with a party trick. This is the all-new Anker C800X. So what's up, you guys? Welcome back to the lab. Today we are taking a look at a unit that is surprisingly powerful considering its size. And honestly, I think this C800X was the thing that put the nail in the coffin for us that Anker is not here to play games. This is another really nice unit from Anker. It packs tons of attention to detail that we always love to find in these Anker units. Anker's actually been around for a long time. They've been like the #1 mobile charging brand in the world for I think the last 10 years or so. And they've been crushing it. And while I may sound super stoked about the brand new Anker C800X, we're gonna jump into an honest review today. You guys know here at the lab, our opinions cannot be bought. We do not take any money to talk about any of the products we do. If you wanna check this thing out and learn any more, there is some links in the description down below. You guys wanna pair it with some panels, I would recommend checking out Shop Solar. They do really good bundle deals, or just check it out on Anker's site, wherever you feel most comfortable. Personally, I don't care. But before we jump into everything we absolutely love, and also all the things that we really don't, we're gonna jump into a super quick 60-second teardown for everybody that is not familiar with the brand new C800X. First up, this thing passed the tiny baby lift test with flying colors. It actually only weighs 24 pounds, which is surprisingly light. Anker says this is a drop-proof design. It's a 768 watt-hour lithium iron phosphate battery, which is rated for over 3,000 cycles. It's got a 1,200 watt inverter with a 1,600 watt surge. When it comes to putting power into this thing, you can plug it into a wall in your house, and it has a 750 watt input. You can charge this unit from 0 to full in 58 minutes. You can also charge this thing via solar. It has a 300 watt max on the solar input. That means you could charge this thing in just over 2 hours with solar panels, which is not bad. You have 2 USB-Cs. You also have 2 USB-A ports, as well as 5 120 volt house plugs, which is really nice. And you also have a 12 volt car socket right here on the front. Anker makes okay screens. They're not our favorite. This one's actually quite busy because of the party trick that lives in the top. Of course, this thing has the Anker staple unibrow headlight, and the party trick on this guy lives up top, which is another 2 sets of camping lights. Which transitions us perfectly into some of the things that we absolutely love about this brand new C800X, starting with a feature that a lot of people think is kind of a gimmick or pointless, but something that I personally absolutely love, which is these camping lights. So the unit comes with 2 lights, and it also comes with a telescoping pole inside of the top of the lid here. If you get the unit that is not the X or the Plus or whatever the variations are, we honestly haven't fully ironed out what they're calling this thing. You can also get this with just kind of an empty space, which is perfect for storing the cables it comes with. But if you get the Plus or the X version, you get this little trio. So these lights are 200 lumens each. You can use one as a flashlight. You can use them as a ambient light like this, or you can do it again and it gets you kind of a more soft intent vibe, I would call this. And what's really cool is their lighting is adjustable. So if you hold down the button, the lights get much brighter or much dimmer depending on what you're looking for. And when it comes to this little telescoping pole, it actually threads into what looks like it's gonna be a 12 volt car socket on the top here, but you just thread this thing in. You can extend this actually a lot, which is out of the shot. It gets really tall, which is kind of cool if you have it in the bed of your truck or in the back of your car or whatever, and you just genuinely don't want it in your face, but you want some ambient lighting. It would even be great for just playing games. Like if we had this on the table, we were playing cards. And then the bottom of these lights have the little magnets, and they also have clips, which you can't forget to mention, which is really a bonus. So you could hang this inside of your tent, but you can just go ahead and magnet this there. You can kind of spin it wherever you want. It just does what you tell it to do, which is really cool. I have lights that take AA batteries because I do not ever remember to charge my lights before I go camping. There's nothing worse than showing up and your lights are dead and you can't see. So what's really cool with these is they actually charge directly from inside of the lid here. You can see there's like 2 little pins there. You just rest it in. When you're charging this unit before you go camping, you're also charging your lights. Flashlight mode at the max brightness, which I don't even know if you guys could tell because it's bright in here. This has an 8-hour runtime. And then depending on what else you have going on, maybe you have it on this, which obviously uses the least amount of light, and you have it turned all the way down. It can last up to 130 hours. It says it recharges them in 4 hours with this little connection, but you only need these at night. That means you have all day to get them charged. And I think when it comes to favorite things, it's been a long time since we saw something like new in this industry like this. And while a lot of people may write this off, for those of you that go camping often and have lights, these Awesome. When you buy a unit from Anker, you get a lot of little attention to detail things. And if you've watched any of our other Anker videos, you know that's our favorite part of these units is just someone took time, put some R&D into these things, and it shows. One of the first things that we really like is that they have the IQ ports. And Anker being the largest mobile charging brand in the world, they've patented a lot of technology over the years like these IQ ports. And all that means is if you run this up versus a Jackery, when you're using the USBs from here, the USB ports and the technology getting the power into your phone is going to consume less energy than the Jackery. So if you had two identical units, this one would actually use less battery charging a device through these IQ ports, which is a bonus when you're somewhere that you obviously needed to bring power to. And on top of just looking absolutely sick and basically like a little brother to the F2600, Anker knew exactly who was going to be purchasing and using this unit. And so they're going out of their way to advertise this with industrial grade components that not everyone does, so you can expect this to actually last. And all the cooling components and all that stuff is also rated to last 50,000 hours. It is a smaller unit, so it is a little bit more simple on the face. You only get the one 12-volt car socket, but I do really like that there's 5 120-volt plugs. It lets you power a lot of stuff. I personally really like this unibrow design. If you're just using it in a dark space, it helps you see what it is that you are doing at nighttime. And a surprising amount of units don't offer a nice quality light right on the front like that. I also really like that while it's a small unit, it's only 768 watt hours of battery. It has a 1200 watt inverter, which is pretty good. And it has a 1600 watt surge capacity, which we actually pushed and it passed 1600 just a little bit. It's really cool that you can count on this unit to be able to deliver that in the middle of the woods, where some of the other units fall flat on their face when it comes to actually using the power that they store. And one of the last things that we really like about this unit is the fact that Anker just keeps giving us, except on the F3800, all the cords that we want. Like we showed you guys earlier, there is just the solar input right here on the back of the unit. And what's really nice is that Anker provides you with a adapter that you can plug into here that then runs into 2 more panels. If you only have smaller panels, you can still run more than one at a time. And the last thing that we really like about this unit is that it only weighs 24 pounds. You can basically ask anyone, kids, wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, to pick this thing up and anyone can kind of just go ahead and move it for you, which we love. And that transitions us into our favorite segment, which is things that we don't like. And on the Anker C800X, the first one is the handles. We just don't like this design. We never have, we never will. I prefer the flip up handle on something like the Jackery or anything else, really. We just think this is just awkward. And we also don't like this isn't expandable. I get that the small units aren't really designed to be expandable. They're designed for us to throw in the back of our Jeeps and take camping. It'd be cool if there was the option. Unfortunately, on this unit, it is not expandable. But for the price point of this, honestly, it's not that bad. And other than that, there's honestly nothing that we don't like about the Anker C800X. This unit really delivers. It does exactly what we wanted it to, and we were super thrilled with it. This unit is actually good for a lot of people too. I feel like the 800 with the 768 watt hour battery sounds a little small, and a lot of people might think that it's not enough, but I have a Jackery 1000 that I take camping, and I run my Iceco fridge off of it. The fridge is pretty efficient, and I find when I go for like a 2.5 day trip over the weekend, when I get home, it's at about 50%, which means this would still have battery left inside of it after that weekend trip. This is more than enough to power a 12-volt fridge for a weekend camping trip and still charge your phones, inflate an air mattress, do that kind of stuff. And when it comes to comparisons, this unit performs again because it's priced at a really good point. This unit costs about $700, which is really good when you start comparing it to other similarly sized units on the market. For example, the Jackery 1000. This is actually the 1000 Plus, which means it gets a little bit of a bigger inverter and a little bit of a bigger surge capacity. It's also a little bit more money, but it's a similar size to the regular Jackery 1000. For starters, this thing costs $1,000. This one right here costs $700. This has a 1000 watt hour battery bank. This only has a 768 watt hour bank. The Jackery 1000 has a 1000 watt inverter. Over here we have a 1200 watt inverter. And this has a peak of 2000 watts. This has a peak of 1600 watts. So you're in the same ballpark, and this one is packed with way more cool features, better technology, party tricks, and honestly, just overall, we prefer the build quality and the actual just quality and performance of the Anker products, especially at a better price. I think the more direct comparison, the EcoFlow River 2 Pro. The River 2 Pro is only $469 US, so it's a little bit of a better price than this. It's got the exact same battery size. The inverter is a little bit less at only 800 watts. It has a 1600 watt surge, but it doesn't pack any of the cool features. It doesn't perform as quietly or as well. It's also a sort of new unit. It came out in 2023, but when we're playing with them hands-on side by side, we just kind of find that this feels better. It acts better. It performs a little bit more quietly. There's a little bit more features. The River 2 Pro is a great option if you're looking for something on an extreme budget. But if I was put up against the choice, surprisingly in the circumstance, I would actually choose to spend a little more money, which is the opposite. Normally I'm the guy out here being cheap as hell saying I would be on the cheaper side of things. I just feel like it's kind of an all-in-one better solution, looks better. It's just a better unit in my opinion. So all in all, what I'm trying to say here is that I really like this unit and I don't have a concrete answer as to why, because you know, you can get lights from anywhere, but these are just cooler. I've been saying up until this point in other videos that I'm gonna be stealing the F2600 all summer and abusing it. I might lean the other way and steal something that's a little bit smaller, a little bit easier to carry around, comes with the lights, so I don't have to remember to get batteries or charge mine. I don't know. I found a unit that I am thrilled about and I'm excited to beat it up all summer long. If we can get this video to 1,000 likes, I will send Tiny Baby out to buy another one of these C800Xs and we will launch it off the roof of the house. Now, we'll actually give it like a more realistic drop test and beat up comparison. I'll drive it over with the Jeep, throw it in the lake, I don't know, and see what happens because I'm curious. But first things first, we had to get this review out just in case we accidentally melt this thing into a pile of plastic. So that is all I got for you guys. I will catch you guys in the next one. Check out the link down below. It's a brand new unit. There might be some more information that they have posted for you guys to learn. Otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out and stay charged.